All right, guys, precious moments. Are they worth a darn? Should you just leave them behind? Should you pick them up? You know, you see them all the time at estate and garage sales. Well, this video is to let you know which ones are worth picking up. All right, so real quick before I start the video, my name is Travis. I'm down here in the Houston area, and what I do is I source items for cheap at estate sales, garage sales, auctions, you name it, anywhere where you can find items on the cheap and flip online or through Facebook Marketplace. This video, I like to think we always see these at sales. Precious moments, rapid fire, mass produced, but which ones are actually worth picking up? I did a little bit of research, plus I have some here at the house that I'm going to show you. They are worth picking up and flipping, but for the most part they aren't. So I'm going to be discussing that and showing you actual photos of the ones to keep an eye out for. And if you happen to like this video and you want to see others like this, feel free to subscribe. It really helps out the channel either way if you like it or subscribe. Really appreciate it. Okay, so I already mentioned these in a previous video. These are highly sought after. They're called Ladro, some people pronounce it differently. That's what they look like under the bottom. They have that real thick glaze and the Easter colors, I like to say. And you can really notice them right away at a sale just because of that distinct glaze and color scheme. But that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to mention that because what I'm actually going to talk about is precious moments. First of all, if you get a precious moment, you probably want to find out if they have the box. Without the box, the value always will drop dramatically. And with the box, it's a selling point. So when you're listing it on eBay, and also you want to ship it in the original box to protect it from breaking also. So that's a double win-win situation with the box. That you protect it on shipping, and the collector also has that box to go with it. If they're a serious collector, they usually want the box because it goes with all the other boxes that they have thrown around in their closet or wherever they store them. Now this is called the Nativity Set, and if you're familiar with precious moments, you already knew what this was before I even said anything, but having the complete set and the original box will bring a lot of money. You do not have to have the original box, and you can still sell them for pretty good. Like those camels, a set of 3, you can sell as part. The wall back there alone. What else? You got the 3 wise men. You got the whole setup, Jesus, Mary, etc. So this is sought after, and I'll be dropping comps on everything. But like I said, always see if they have the original box no matter what when you are sourcing. All right, so that covers the Nativity Set. I also wanted to mention, and I'll be dropping comps on the screen as you see this video, the groupings of Christmas ornaments, especially with the box, but even if you have a lot of them, you can bundle them together, and they do sell pretty well on eBay. They did do special collaborations, such as Disney. There's one with like a breakfast club. And then some other ones that were more special, maybe less made on production. But those got some pretty good activity as far as bids, etc. And then the die-hard collectors back in the late 70s, 1977, 78, they had what is called the original 21. And that number of 21, I guess, the original artist and maker of Precious Moments had made, and those weren't as mass-produced as the ones later on, more modern ones, which is why it's kind of like, I'll use the analogy, and you probably might not know this, but with baseball cards, they were mass-produced, like in the mid-'80s, and that's called like the wax era. So same concept with Precious Moments is once they become pretty popular, then this big corporation wanted to mass-produce as many as they could find, and you'd find them everywhere. And you'd go to any Hallmark, any location that dealt with collectibles and selling greeting cards or whatever, and you could buy, as many as you wanted. So, to find them out wasn't that hard. But to get the original ones when they weren't as popular are more or less collectible now. So 1977 or 1978, if you flip them and look at the base, you probably won't remember all the pictures that I'm dropping on the screen here, so you'll see what the original 21 were. But, if you want a cheat sheet, flip them over and look for late 70s. The 80s, mass-produced, 90s, mass-produced or whatever. But if you find some from the 1970s with the box, even worth more, guys. But even without the box, there are some that are selling loose. There's one, and I'll put specific shots on this one, but there's one that has like a dog. She's got like a wagon full of dogs, and that's like the most sought after one. And that one goes for religiously like 150 to 200 bucks, depending on if you have the box or not. So I'll be dropping comps, I'll be dropping photos of all this, so you'll get an idea of which ones to keep an eye out for. The cheat sheet for me, whenever I go to a garage or estate sale, is anything Christmas related, especially with the box. Anything old school from the 70s, I'll pick up even with its out of box. And then any like special like Disney or collaboration ones that you know that they probably had a limited run of. Those are the only three that I'll bother picking up. All the rest, it's not really worth your time, guys. I hate to say it, 90% of what you see out there is just mass-produced precious moments. If it's not Christmas related, because people still have that nostalgia for Christmas with precious moments that they recall from their early childhood, so those still hold value, and people, let's face it, it drops off a tree, they break an ornament that's got sentimental value, and they want to replace it, right? So that's another reason why they'll sell still. But for the most part, 90% is all just not worth your time. If it has the box and you really want to do it, you'll make like 5 to 10 bucks, but you got to store it, you got to list it, you got to pay the fees, you got to ship it, everything else. If it's a loose one without the box, you got to spend the time wrapping it, finding a box, being paranoid if it's going to arrive broken or not, because you're going to have to refund it. There's no question about it if it does break, right? Ship it insured, and then you still got to wait all that time frame, waste your time dealing with FedEx, UPS, all that with the post office as far as returning the money back on the insurance, which is just a headache, especially if it's for a low dollar amount, right? But that's about all I really got for you. I wanted to make this video real quick as a cheat sheet for those that do sourcing.